Hi, good morning. Just checking in to see who's making it to class today. So if you're there, just wave or comment hello. Awesome. Hi, Michaela. Good morning. Happy Friday. Hello, Pat and Bob. We're kind of getting set up. Nick's coming out, and we're doing this outdoors today, and I really hope it works out because sometimes we get a lot of people around us doing yard work and it can get loud. So we might have to run inside, but hopefully not. Hi, Linda. Welcome. And let's make sure you're in the camera view, Nick. Yeah, you are. You're just a ways back, but that's fine. So how do our mats look? Can you guys see us pretty good? Yeah? Okay, good. All right, well, today is yoga for balance and patience. And my husband was teasing me yesterday when I told him our theme and asking me who was going to teach the patience part, which is pretty funny because I'm not the most patient person. Good morning. And through this whole process of being home so much, it's been a roller coaster, and I'm sure you guys know what I mean, how one day everything seems great and you're just thankful all day long and grateful, and then maybe the next day you're like, what's going on? I feel melancholy or not like myself. So I don't know if you guys are feeling that way, but I sure am. And I'm having those feelings of impatience about life kind of getting back to normal. So I thought doing some balancing poses would be kind of good just to center us, to bring us into, more of a mindful space and bring about a little bit of patience. I'm not the best coach with patience, but I do know that when I am over antsy or stress cleaning or doing stuff like that, I know it's a good time to kind of do the opposite and chill out and maybe lay down and listen to my breath. And when I get lethargic or melancholy, it's helpful to do the opposite and get up and force myself to go on a walk or do something a little active. And I know you've heard me say things similar to that in the past, but that is one way that I bring in a little bit more balance and try to practice a little bit of patience. And I think it's all about really one breath at a time, right? That's probably the best way to bring in some patience, is to listen to the breath. But we're gonna start standing. So let's start at the top of the mat in Tadasana, in mountain pose. And I wanna say thank you guys for being here so much. So thank you. We're gonna start first with the feet right underneath the hips, lining the toes up evenly with the inner heel. And then we're gonna lean forward, lean back, lean left and right. Go in a circle and start to distribute the weight of your body evenly through the feet when you come to stand tall in Tadasana. Creating space between the head of the hip bones and the floating ribs, nice open chest, soft back body, and the arms slightly active out to the sides. We're going to gaze down or close the eyes to listen for the sound of the breath and feel the movement of the natural breath. Draw up through the crown of your head so you feel the back of your neck lengthen, and And begin to allow the muscles of your face to soften, as well as the corners of the eyes and the corners of the mouth. Feel spaciousness beneath the soles of the feet and between the toes. Spaciousness in the chest and the upper back. And we're going to breathe down into the soles of the feet, grounding through the legs as you exhale. And as you inhale, let's spin the arms up and gaze skyward and reach through the side chest. And then exhale and press the arms down to your sides. 2 more times. Inhale, grow tall from the soles of the feet to the fingertips. And exhale, stand tall. And again, let the arms follow your breath. Inhaling up, exhale, down. And we'll bring the palms together in front of the heart, step the feet together, redistribute the weight evenly through the feet, finding balance through the front and back body and the left and right sides of the body. Observe a bit of evenness in your breath. Notice the space between your inhalations and your exhalations as that place where you can find or tap into patience and stillness. And then we'll exhale the arms down to the sides. Inhale and spin the arms up. Exhale with bent knees or straight legs. Lean over the legs, tucking the chin. Inhale, hands on the shins, look up, stretch out your chest. Bend the knees, step your left foot back, front knee over the heel, and then walk your hands up your thigh into a runner's lunge or a half crescent lunge, or you can go all the way into crescent with the arms coming up. Feel that back leg getting longer and your side chest growing taller. Exhale, hands come down, and you're going to scoop the belly to bring the left foot up. Inhale, the hands to the shins, look up, stretch out. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana. And then tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, riding your breath back up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Pause, take a full breath. Exhale, lower your hands. Inhale, spin the arms up. Folding at the crease of the hips. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Lift through the front of the spine. Bend the knees, step your right foot back, runner's lunge, and then we're walking the hands up to the top of the thigh for support or drawing the arms by the ears. Listen for the breath. Be patient in the pose as the legs start to turn on, and then exhale, hands down, lift the belly and draw that back foot in. Inhale, look up, stretch out the ribs. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Sitting bones turn under, firmness through the feet as you inhale and come up. And exhale, even standing, full breath. Exhale, lower the hands, inhale, growing nice and tall, and then taking that length over the front of the legs. Inhale, stretching out, flat back, look up. Exhale, step your left foot back, runner's lunge. Walk the hands up the thigh or come right into crescent lunge. Exhale, lower the hands, step the foot forward. Inhale, look up at the brow. Exhale, look down the nose. Inhale, floating yourself back to stand. Exhale, hands down. Take a full breath. As you exhale, release your hands and inhale again, arms come up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, stretching out the spine, look up. Exhale, right foot back, runner's lunge, and then a version of crescent lunge. We're warming up here, already challenging some balance in the legs. Exhale, lower the hands, scoop your belly as you draw the foot in. Inhale, look up, scoop the belly again. Exhale, and let the head release. Turn those sitting bones under as you inhale to draw the spine up, reach the inner arms up. Exhale, even standing. Gazing downward, lift the heels off of the floor or the ground and tone the legs. Grow even taller between the crown of the head and the balls of your feet. Scooping the belly in, lifting the ribs up, soften the back body, and exhale, lower the heels. Lower the hands, shake out the legs. Back to Samasthiti. Lift the heels, find a steady gazing point. Close your eyes for 1 second, see that point, and then open the eyes. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, full breath. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, deepen that hip crease as you fold. Inhale, stretch the ribs away from your waist. Exhale, left foot back, right knee over the heel. Inhale, up, crescent lunge. And now we're gonna open up the chest, drop the back heel, so you're coming into warrior two. Front knee is right over the heel, crown of the head right over the hips, eyes looking past the right fingers. The breath is strong, breath is deep. We're gonna straighten the front leg, Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. You might need to shorten your stance a couple of inches between the feet, and then extend out with the ribs. Right hand to the top of the right leg, left shoulder back, look up and feel the front body and the back body aligned evenly through the center of your body. So not too much leaning forward and not rolling too much back. Finding a steady breath. And now inhale, pull yourself back up into warrior two. Challenging our balance here, we're gonna hop the back foot forward. We're gonna stand on that right foot, lifting the left, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Still creating that shape or position as though we're in between two panes of glass. Looking down if your balance is shaky, looking up if it's steady. Lengthen the tailbone toward the back heel. Let the ankle wobble so that it strengthens a bit. Then we're gonna bend the right knee and you're gonna pop right back up for one more triangle pose. Extending through the ribs. Reaching out, open the chest. Breathe into the back of the lungs, the sides of the lungs, and the front. And inhale, come all the way back up. You're gonna turn your toes forward, zigzag them toward each other, and then you step right to the front of your mat to even standing. Exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, scoop the belly, look up. Exhale, right foot back, runner's lunge. Walking your hands up your thigh or just taking the inner arms by the outer ear, crescent lunge. Breathing. Kind of pulsing an inhalation, the hips come up. You can exhale as they kind of pulse back down. One more inhalation, grow tall through the fingers. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. good. Breath is strong, steady. Warming up the legs. We're going to come into Trikonasana. Straighten the left leg. You might want to shorten the stance. Hinge out with those ribs, the hand. Roll back the top chest into triangle pose. Visualize the tailbone lengthening toward your back heel to find some steadiness and some more grounding in the area of the hips. And the lower abdomen begins to engage. Pull with your top arm. Inhale, come up, bend the front knee, pausing, Virabhadrasana 2. And then we're gonna hop this back foot forward, and your weight goes even through that standing foot as you teeter over into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Create just as much engagement in that top floating leg as you have in your standing leg. And lengthen the tailbone to lengthen the low back and the abdomen. Bend the knee, come back into Warrior 2. Straighten the leg, exhale, triangle pose. Getting long and spacious between the tailbone and the crown. Evening out the breath. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn your toes forward, zigzag those feet in. Step to the top of the mat. Samastitihi. Feeling your breath. Close down the eyes perhaps and feel the body. How it's already starting to even out. And then we're going to inhale, arms up, grab hold of your left wrist and then hinge over to the right. Keep the tailbone long so your low back stays nice and long. Inhale through the center, opposite wrist, leaning to your left. Breathing into the side ribs. We have evenness through the feet and the legs. Inhale, come up, cactus the arms, drawing the upper spine deeper into the behind your chest. And then arms up, exhale, hands down. Coming into tree pose, we're going to stand on the left foot first. And for tree pose, you have three areas you can place your right foot. So you can have the heel on the inner ankle, keeping your ball of your foot on the floor, or you can take that foot to the calf, or it's very helpful if you grab the ankle to pull the heel close into the hips so that you can lower that thigh bone, kind of extending it and lower the knee. And then we'll take the palms together in front of the heart, tailbone long. Feel a firm connection between the sole of your right foot and your inner left thigh. So push those toward each other. If you're having a hard time balancing, make sure your hip bones are parallel. So if this hip is cocking up, you might be falling over to the left. So you have to suck that heel in with the hamstring strength, lengthen the thigh bone. Arms overhead. Breathe evenly through the lungs. Visualize them like a cylinder and breathe simultaneously into that cylinder. Exhale, lower. Shake it out. Find firmness in the standing side. Tailbone long, ribs lifted, and then a good place for your foot. Take your awareness down to the sole of that standing foot and ground through the four corners of that foot. Be patient with yourself if you're wobbling or getting fatigue. Listen for the breath or deepen the breath when you feel impatient with maybe your progress or your status or whatever is kind of hanging you up. breathe it out, let it go. Don't shake it out. Stand nice and tall and feel how there's steadiness when you stand evenly on both feet. Lift the toes. Balancing on the left foot, bend the knee and kind of bend through the hip and the front of the ankle. Pick up your right ankle, cross it past the knee, and sit back into an invisible chair. If the balance is okay, you can bring the palms together in front of the heart. Take the breath into the hips. Keep that lower abdomen kind of scooping in and up. And breathe through the strain and the effort. Inhale, come up. Shake it out. Bend the right knee. Feel your energy kind of ground into the foot as you then pick up the left ankle. Sit back into that invisible chair. Feel the front of your right ankle hinging. Back of the knee hinges. The inner groin hinges back. The breath stays smooth. Face stays soft. And inhale, come up and shake it out. Back to even standing. Lean forward. Lean back into the heels. Lean left, right, and then in a small circle around your center line until you ground and balance evenly through the front, back, and sides. Okay, we're going to take the right foot and step it to the back of your mat, and you're going to line up the toes with the heels for Prasarita Padottanasana, spread apart pose. So hands are on the hips. We're going to inhale to create space between the ribs and the navel, and then fold the hips as you take the hands to the floor or the ground. Inhale, look up to a flat back. And if your hamstrings are tight, stay here. If the hamstrings are okay, then release the head down. And listen for your breath. And feel the abdomen moving with your breath. Continue to work the legs evenly, bringing balance into the legs and then grounding it evenly through the feet. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hinge over to the right. So bend your right knee, let your hips fold, or kind of move over to the right heel. Inhale through the center and exhale to the other side. And then back to the center. Take the hands to the hips, scoop the belly under, and then inhale and come up. Walk the feet toward each other. Look to the front of your mat and then step to the front of the mat. Okay, so we're gonna repeat tree pose. If you're kind of new to yoga, if you have good knees, healthy knees, and open hips, we're gonna do Ardha Padma Paschimottanasana. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're gonna do tree pose. If you know what I'm talking about, you're gonna pick up your right foot, take the outside edge of the foot into the crease of your left thigh, or up hip really, above your thigh. Holding the foot with your left hand, right hand comes up, it's gonna sweep around and grab the forearm, and you can hold right here, or you can begin to forward fold. Let that left hand come down to steady your balance, and maybe the right hand grabs the right toes, or you stand tall, or you do classic Vrksasana tree pose. Inhale, look up if you're in a forward bend. Come all the way up. Steady through the legs, stand tall, and switch sides. So either tree pose, classic tree pose, or grab the left foot, outside edge goes into the hip crease, knee points down, arm sweeps around, grabs the forearm, and you can stand here or create a slight bend in that standing knee. Right hand to the ground, left hand on the toes or reaching around. Inhale, come up halfway, exhale, then inhale, back up. And stand tall. Woo! You feel heat in the legs? No, it's nothing. Okay, we're gonna repeat a pose we did already and perhaps take it a bit further. So standing on your left foot, cross your right ankle past the front of the knee, and then start to sit into that invisible chair. Now, if the knee allows it and the hip will allow it, continue to the floor. Take the hands down, and then if the knee is okay with it, bend that left knee fully so that you come down and sit on your heel. Keep your right foot even active, okay? And sit as tall as you can. Find a gazing point, and then perhaps the hands will come together in front of the heart. Lower abdomen has to really be engaged and lift. Hands down, and then use some arm strength to help you straighten your legs so the knee doesn't take all of the strain. And come on up. And shake it out. That one requires definitely a lot of patience. Have to go slow. You have to really listen to your body and where it's speaking to you is like your knee and your hip. You don't want to overdo it. And that is where the patience of the practice comes in, is if you're not quite ready, be patient that you will get there with nice, steady practice. No need to rush. Use the strength of the hands to help you straighten the leg. I don't think we have anybody who's 20 years old practicing with us. And then stand nice and tall. Open the underside of the toes and between the toes. And exhale. Take the hands to the hips. Let's step the left foot back, keeping your right foot forward, creating lateral space between the inside of your feet, your inner heels. So don't be on a tightrope. And then create this shape like your hip bones are headlights on a car, straight ahead. Hands on the hips. And if you want to take reverse prayer here, that's a really nice shoulder opener. Or you can hold the opposite elbows behind you or hold the hips. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, reach as far out as you can with your chest the whole way as you forward fold into Parsvottanasana. At the very end of your exhalation, let the weight of your head completely relax. Create an inner spiral in both inner thighs and feel energy push from the inner thigh down to the big toe mount. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, take your hands to your hips. There's a slight bend in the front knee as you inhale to come the rest of the way up. Keep the hips square, thumbs plug into the sternum, bend the right knee, shift your weight forward, and balance on that right foot. The chest comes over, so your spine is like parallel to the floor. Your left heel stays even with your left sit bone in Virabhadrasana 3. This is Warrior 3. There's a lot of arm variations. The hard or more challenging one is to have your arms alongside your ears, increasing upper back strength. We're going to bend the standing knee and step that left foot back. Hands back to the hips. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, deep forward fold. Back to Parsvottanasana. Shake out the head, relax the face. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, hands to the hips. Turn the tailbone under. Inhale, come up. Bend the right knee, step forward, even standing. And right foot steps back. Square your hips. Take the time to create the right shape through your legs and your feet. Activate the legs evenly. Inhale, lift the ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Stretching the heart way out. And then exhale, relax the weight of the head. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to the hips, slight bend in your front knee. Inhale, come back up. And then we'll take the palms together, hinge your weight forward into your left foot, and that right foot will know when to kind of lift off the floor. Your hips stay square in Virabhadrasana 3. Arms can go by the ears if you want more intensity. And then bend your standing knee, send that right foot way back, just dropping that heel into a back bend. Exhale, long through the front of your spine as you come into a deep forward fold. Keep both legs working evenly. So that back leg is just as active as the front leg as your inner thighs spiral inward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to the hips, bend your left knee slightly, and then inhale and come up. Bend the knee, stepping to Samasthiti. All right, we're gonna balance on the left foot, bringing that right knee nice and high. Hand is holding the front of the knee. So what happens here a lot when you grab the knee is the left side of the body will come forward. So open that collarbone, lengthen it out, rolling the shoulder back. Take an inhalation and get taller, and as you exhale, open your right knee to the right, and either keep your eyes forward or turn your head and look left. Keep creating more space between the head of your hip bones and your floating ribs. Inhale, look forward, bring the knee back, both hands to the hips. You can keep the knee bent or straighten the leg. Exhale, lower. Shake that out. Left knee comes up. There's steadiness through that standing leg. We're working the four corners of each foot, standing tall. As you exhale, open the knee. Twist that right shoulder back so the ribs and the shoulders stay squared with your hips. And then gaze over the right shoulder if your balance is okay. Keep breathing. Be patient with yourself if you're wobbling. Inhale, look forward, bring the knee back, hands on the hips. Perhaps you straighten the leg and take it down. And relax. Okay, one more standing pose. Now, when I grab my big toe and extend it out, if that's not something you want to do, or big toe pose, you're going to repeat the bent knee because you're getting the same benefits in your SI joint and your hips and the balance, and you don't have to worry about straining your back and hamstrings by straightening your leg. But if you are going to do big toe pose with me, take your two first fingers around and your thumb around your big toe and stand tall, and then straighten that leg out. Otherwise you're holding that knee. Inhale, and as you exhale, open the leg wide. Drop that thigh bone down and keep rolling your left shoulder back. Look over your left shoulder. This is Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Inhale, look forward, foot forward, and then we're gonna float the leg. And release. Whew. All right, other side. So either grab the front of your knee or take your 2 first fingers and your thumb around your big toe, stand tall. And also, if you're trying this big toe one and your leg doesn't straighten all the way, don't worry about it. You know, I'm thinking of you, Linda Nelson, that, you know, with your SI joint, it would be better to drop that sit bone and have your knee like half bent. So the sit bone drops rather than trying to do a straight leg and have the back round. So just a thought, do either fully bent knee, half bent knee, or straight leg, and we'll balance looking over the right shoulder. Keep breathing. Steady in the practice. Back to the center as you inhale. Exhale, float for a breath. Oh, take it down. Shake it out. We're going to come down to the ground, to the floor, with the feet wide at the edges of your mat. And then we'll have the hands out in front like you're reaching for someone so that you can keep a straight back as you hinge down through a squat. If you need to use your hands to sit down, walk them behind you and then come down and sit. You're going to hold the front of the knees, walking your heels back in, and then float your feet. So I have my knees about hip width apart. They're not together. So have them in line with your shoulders and draw those heels in tight. And now we're going to take the inner arm to the outer knee. Open your fingers wide like you're in crow pose, Bakasana. So arches of the feet push toward each other. Your outer knee pushes to the inner arm pushes into the outer knee, belly in and up. Looks passive, but it's really active. Then grab your knees, lower your feet, sit really tall to relax your diaphragm. Now, that is crow pose, but seated instead of balancing on the hands. So if you're not going to balance on your hands, you keep working all of that toning action. So whether you're seated or you're balancing on the hands, the side body is wrapping inward and you're rounding your back. So a lot of times in yoga, everything's about a flat back, but when you're doing these arm balances and you're doing kind of more of that core work, you want to actually hollow out really deep. So it's like you're puffing out your heart behind you. So if you're repeating that, work that action, hollow out the shape of the belly. If you're going to come into Bakasana, I'll turn to the side. You're going to be on the balls of your feet. We're going to take the outer knee to kind of the inner arm, but on the tricep as well. Okay, so I'm kind of pulling the tricep around. The hands are shoulder distance apart. You keep a bend in the elbow. You're looking forward the whole time so you don't drop on your head. And the feet will come up almost naturally, and you keep rounding the back if possible, pulling the belly in and up. And then feet down, and relax. Shake out your wrists, maybe stretch them out. And then one more time. And we'll come down and sit. Nice job. Let's come to a simple seated cross leg, taking the ankles in front of each other and the knees nice and wide. Sit nice and tall. Feel the ribs lift up away from the navel. And we're going to twist to the right. Left hand to right knee, right hand behind you. Lift through the ribs as you inhale and twist the ribs around the spine as you exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale all the way around to the other side. Inhale, look forward. Square the chest as you lengthen the arms, and then exhale, right hand down, left arm up. Drop this right shoulder down away from the ear. Maybe you go a little deeper. Left arm by the left ear. Inhale through the center. Exhale to the other side. Drop the left shoulder out of the ear, inner right arm by the outer right ear. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower the hands. And we're going to rest the palms face up on the knees or the thighs so that the elbows are heavy. And they might be right under the shoulder. And as you inhale, lift through the back of your neck. And as you exhale, slightly tuck the chin. Gaze downward or close the eyes as you tune back in with your breath. And the softness of the face, softness of the inner corners of the eyes. Feel your heart rate begin to return to a natural pace. As you inhale, feel the breath can ride up the front of the spine, and as you exhale, visualize it going down the back of the spine. Visualize that for about 3 rounds. Notice the action of your tongue in your mouth. Notice if it's pressing into the roof or the back of your teeth, or are you gritting your teeth? And consciously relax the jaw. And if possible, let your tongue just float in the center of the mouth. Relaxes the nervous system a bit more. Listen to sounds that are near and far. Take a moment to just think about what you are grateful for. Are there areas in your life where you can bring a bit more patience? Something we need to do all the time. It's nice to be aware enough to know when, practicing a bit of patience and breathing, helpful. And when you feel ready, bring the palms in front of the heart. Bow the head slightly. I honor the place in you where there is truth and light and peace. And when you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with us. I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Oh, hi Vic. Hi Greg. Hi Tootie. Hi Anne. Oh, I'm so glad you guys all made it. Thank you so much. Feel free to leave comments or share this with anyone, or any of the videos can be shared. And feel free to, thanks Michaela, make any requests for next week. I'm happy to take special requests for classes. And what else do I want to say? Yeah, that's about it. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And see you soon. Bye-bye.